On May 23, 2023, 8 members of the Wilderness Canoe Association completed a whitewater safety course run by Boreal River Rescue. Danny Paled, owner of the organization, was the chief instructor. Danny was assisted by 2 other instructors, and there were 11 other pupils. We learned how to tie knots, such as this figure 8 follow through, and the 3 wrap prusik, and how to release oneself from a tether. The course was experiential, with most of our time spent in the Magnettawan River just north of Parry Sound in Ontario. One quickly realizes when doing the course that looking at videos and reading about river rescue doesn't prepare one for the skills needed when something unexpected happens on a trip and there's an emergency. It's important to know how to move in rapids. If you're swept downriver, how to position yourself so your feet are in front, enabling you to push off obstacles. You need to keep your tail up to avoid it getting banged on submerged rocks. We practiced swimming aggressively towards the bank and into an eddy once we cleared the rapids. A critical skill is how to use a throw bag. It seems it should be easy, but using one correctly takes strength, coordination and practice. It's also necessary to know how to catch the line if you're being swept downriver. We practice positioning ourselves in an optimal spot on the shore, throwing the bag accurately, and then being prepared to brace oneself against the surprisingly strong tug of the moving body.
Nice throw. Good job.
We were taught a number of different techniques for navigating in a rapid to retrieve a marooned person, a canoe, or baggage. These techniques included walking with a paddle for stability, walking with several rescuers in a line, in a triangle, or a wedge shape, with or without a stabilizing line. These techniques appear straightforward, but when there is an emergency and the water is roaring around you, it is invaluable to have practiced the techniques. Know how to organize everyone involved, and above all, remain calm oneself. Indeed, in the event of an accident, the first thing to remember is to stop for a moment and breathe deeply. Only then formulate a plan, and never rush into doing anything that might make the situation more dangerous.
Okay, so next, if somebody's panicking, how can you recognize that? Because remember, they can be...
We practiced on land with Danny setting up a contest between 4 teams, simulating a rescue where we used a throw line that needed to be attached to 2 points on a boat. We learned how to set up a Z-drag system that gives a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage. These are used to pull a canoe off a rock when it is pinned by the current. You need 4 carabiners, 3 pulleys, 2 prusik loops, and a rope. Drownings are most often caused by paddlers or rescuers getting snagged in a rope, or they get caught in a strainer, which is a semi-submerged tree or branch, or when they get a foot jammed in the rocks on the bottom of the river. While stuck, the current can push the victim's head under the water. Here, Danny mimicked getting his foot caught, and it was our job to organize ourselves quickly, then get to him by navigating across the rapids to release him, and then float him downstream using a line from the shore. Every situation is different, and we were able to practice a number of scenarios, including cutting through a submerged rope, swimming over a strainer, and hauling victims from rapids. The course included 6 hours of study before the weekend and a written exam, but it has to be emphasized that knowledge of survival techniques isn't enough. It is essential to practice them on land and on the river so they are intuitive and can be put to use in situations of life and death. This introductory course in water safety by Boreal is well run, extremely practical, and tremendous fun, and the cost is reasonable. If you're planning on leading trips or participating in adventures on big rivers, if you live in Canada, I'd certainly recommend taking the Boreal River Rescue course.